kickoff return. It was not Ensky Frank.
Personal foul against the Rough Riders. 15-yard penalty.
Great field position.
15-yard penalty. Personal foul. He got hit out of bounds. That'll put Marist in business at the 40 or 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Spartans from their 45. Dustin Jones splits to the right. Matt Haney is to the left. I formation behind Brody Cooper. Cooper back to pass, looks left, throws left toward Haney, and it's overthrown incomplete down the left side.
Yeah, Matt Haney is the big play wide receiver. He averages 19 yards per catch. He's second on this Marist High School football team in receptions, but just overthrown pass on first down. They went deep already.
No huddle offense as Tyner and Jones split to the right. I formation again behind Cooper. Haney to the left. Cooper turns, hands off to Park. Andrew gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
That's a very.
A whole lot on the play.
That's a very.
Tom Oyonga on the tackle.
That's a very stout defensive line of Roosevelt High School. It's not going to be easy to run against this team. They have a couple guys that are being recruited over 300 pounds, a lot of beef on that front, and you just saw it right there.
So it'll be 3rd and 10. Cooper now looking over the defense. He's back to pass, straight drop, 3-step drop, looks right, throws long, and he overthrows Dustin Jones out there.
I don't know where he was going with that football, just overthrown. Excellent defense so far by Roosevelt Rough Riders. Good job to start things off.
So something that Marist did not do very often against Wilson last week, and that is punt. But that's something they are about to do here as we're early in this one.
I have to say, coming into this game, that Roosevelt being 8-1, they're the favorites right now. But Marist has got a lot of experience. They lost against good teams, 3 top 5 teams: West Albany, Ashland, and Springfield.
Shepard Gertis gets off a long kick, taken way back at about the 20-yard line, and that's taken by Harlem Atwood. Atwood is taken down just about where he made the catch. Good coverage by the Spartans. Bond Roof Care, your roof care specialist. Call today at 345-0703 to get your roof and gutters cleaned now that the leaves have dropped and the rain is here. Bond Roof Care, 345-0703. Don't replace it, restore it. Here come the Rough Riders now. Kamani Demena, the quarterback, Demena out of the shotgun, out of the pistol, hands off the left-hand side. It's Delilah Spires. Spires gets about 5 yards running off the left side.
Good job. We're going to see probably a mix of run and pass with this Rough Rider team. We should have a shootout here, at least on paper. Both teams can really put up some points, so we'll see if the defenses can step up. So far, the Rough Riders did on the first possession.
He picked up 3, so it's 2nd and 7, and now a timeout is called. It's an official timeout charged to neither team. And keep in mind, both of these teams like to go without a huddle, so this one's going to go quick, barring penalties or incomplete passes. Here's a handoff off the right side, and we're having trouble picking up the names, but that one looks like Delilah Spires off the right side, and he got a couple.
Ball carrier on the play for the Rough Riders, number 10, Nelson.
Yeah, a couple that carry, and here they go back with the no huddle, hurry up offense, quick tempo.
Out of the pistol, one receiver split each side, back to pass. Demena throws incomplete.
Just missed him over there.
Shooting for James Shell Buchanan, Brad.
Yeah, just missed him over there. He went for it, and that's going to bring up another 4th down. So far, we've had a possession on each side of the ball, and both defenses stepped up to the challenge.
So right now, the Rough Riders going from west to east as we're looking at the field, west to east, and from the left to the right here, and in punt formation.
Back to punt for the Rough Riders, number 52, Kyle Mayunga.
Mayunga will punt it away. He does a little bit of everything for the Rough Riders. A spirited part of their offense, defense, and special teams. For Marist, the punt is away. Ensky Frank watches it go out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Justin thought better of grabbing that one, and he probably made the right choice, Brad.
Yeah, once again, Marist has outstanding field position at the 43-yard line. And that's all you can ask for. You're Marist High School. You're on the road right now, playoff football. You want good field position, and they've established that so far. Let's see what they do here on offense on their second possession.
So Brody Cooper has something that Marist doesn't do too often, and that's huddle up. They break the huddle, and they come out with an I formation behind Cooper. 2 receivers right and 1 to the left. From the 43, Marist, their own 43. Cooper back to pass. He looks left, throws left, again trying for Haney. Haney caught the ball, but I believe it's out of bounds. Yes, it is.
Yeah, he caught that out of bounds. That's an outstanding throw by Cooper. Very good throw, just out of bounds, but I like the call on first down, trying to go deep to the left side.
You're right, Brad. That's a nice touch by Brody. 2nd and 10, so not a lot of passing that has been efficient tonight so far. A lot of incomplete passes.
Well, that was the closest
3
one we got.
On the passes so far for Cooper. Cooper, just a sophomore, turns and pitches it out to Park, who drops the ball.
Oh.
It's recovered by one of the offensive linemen for Marist.
Dangerous pitch over there by Cooper. I don't know what he was looking at, but that's going to move him back. A negative play. That's what you don't want to have on the road here against this Rough Rider defense. They're going to be very difficult to run on, and when you have it 3rd and 15, 3rd and long, this is going to put a difficult situation for your quarterback, Brody Cooper, and you do not want to do that.
All right, 3rd and 15. Cooper back to pass. Looks to the right, throws. It's tipped at the line and falls incomplete. So another punt formation. Shepard Gertis will come on to boot it away.
That's a second 3 and out.
The defenses so far have been really doing well.
Yep, second 3 and out. This is a very stout defensive line. We're going to talk about penetration, but they also have done a good job about getting their hands up and batting down balls. They're going to make this very difficult for Brody Cooper. So what's going to be imperative for this Spartan team is to get positive yardage on first down, and you don't want 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 8. You can't get in those 3rd and long situations.
Park was not on the field. He's now in on the punting team for Marist. Shepard Gertis awaiting the snap from center. Keandre Collier back deep to take this punt. Good snap from center. Decent punt, decent hang time. Collier watches it bounce, takes it on the first hop. He starts to run to his left and is snowed under by 2 or 3 Spartans at about the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here, a frequent first quarter occurrence.
Weird. So far, we've seen a lot of defense, good defensive special teams, but not much. I thought we were going to have a shootout. Night is still young. Maybe the offenses just need a little time to get going.
So here comes the Rough Riders. Kamani Domena, the quarterback, will be out of the pistol. Right now he's got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. As he looks over the defense, comes up near the line, barking out signals, now backs up. High snap from center, but he hands it off. And a good run down the left side, still going. A long run, now a nice cutback, and going all the way into the end zone.
I guess we spoke too fast.
Billy Nelson with about a 65-yard return there.
Wow.
25.
What a run. What a burst of speed. Excellent cutback ability and great speed displayed right there. So here we go, our first score of the day, and it is Roosevelt High School. And we thought coming into this game that they might be a little bit nervous because they haven't won a first-round playoff game in a long, long time, that they're usually one and done. Well, here it is. There's a lot of pressure, but you're at home, and this is what can help big runs just like this.
Shell Buchanan, the holder now. Bibiano will try the PAT. A late special teams player coming in for Roosevelt, and now they're got all hands on deck. Bibiano's going to try this again out of the Shell Buchanan hold. High snap. It goes all the way to Bibiano through Shell Buchanan's hands, and he's swarmed under at about the 5-yard line. So the PAT unsuccessful.
I don't think that was an intended trick play, but it was certainly exciting to watch that here in the crowd. So I guess with 8:40 left in the first quarter, we have a 6-0 lead.
Let's go in for a break. Not with the band playing.
Can I interest you in a pedicab ride?
Yeah.
Hop on
Yeah.
in. We'll get going.
Yeah, is that the Galaxy S4?
Yeah.
How much do you pay a month for that?
Man, like $100 right now.
100?
Yeah.
Do you know if you switch to Cricket Wireless, you can get unlimited plans with no contract for half the price of AT&T and Verizon?
Same phone.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Only Cricket has the amazing Samsung Galaxy S4 for just $25 down. Hurry into Cricket and get yours today.
Are you single? Because I got a sister who loves denim.
Cricket.
So an early 6-0 lead for the Rough Riders here in this 5A state football playoff game with Marist. Angel
Can I interest you in a
Viviano's
pedicab
gonna
ride?
kick it off to either Tyner or Park. And we have a good one, Brad.
We certainly do. We're looking for a shootout, so let's see if Marist can get on the board, get something doing, because they're 0 for 2 so far. 2 possessions and nothing doing.
All right, here's Tyner getting the kick and going off the left side. And he's thrown out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Tyner got the ball about the 12, made it back 8 yards.
Any relation to Thomas Tyner?
I don't know.
That's we
He
should
might
have.
not want to be at this point.
May not after last night's debacle.
Yep. So here come the Spartans. PortlandSportsBeat.com, the location where you can hear this game, and the game can also be heard on tape delay. Here's an I formation behind Cooper. Tyner and Jones are off to the right, Haney to the left. Cooper from his own 20, turns, hands off to Park. Park off left tackle, breaks a couple of tackles, and he gets up to the 25-yard line.
Good job by Andrew Park. He led the team in rushing with 849 rushing yards. Also, 12 touchdowns. He averages 94.3 yards per game, so he's their back. If they're going to get it done on the ground, it's going to be Park.
A pickup of 5, second down and 5, so good first down yardage. And someone jumped in the middle of the line for Roosevelt. And let me point out that when a couple of those interior linemen jump from Roosevelt, the earth can quake.
Telling you, there's over 600 pounds of beef between two guys on that defensive line. Those aren't the type of guys that you want to meet in a dark alley, put it that way.
For sure. Tom Oyonga with the penalty got a little bit too anxious and made contact. So it will be enough for a first down on 2nd and 5. It becomes 1st and 10 from the Marist 31.
That's their first down of the game. They got it by a penalty.
So here comes Cooper. He's making instructions to Tyner on the right side. He turns, hands off to Park off right tackle. Park pushing the pile. Park still going. Park has about 7 yards off right guard and tackle.
Yeah, that's a second run in a row by Andrew Park where he displayed strength and power, and that's what you're really going to have to do because this defensive line is so stout. They're so good at penetrating. They get great pad level, and if you want to be successful in the pass game, you need to run it first. If you can run it on this team, you could probably run it on most teams in high school football out here in Oregon, 5A at least.
All right, 2nd down and 2. A late substitution. Kashi Hall in now. Hall very effective last week against Wilson. He's in the backfield, deuce backfield behind Cooper. Turns, hands off to the fullback up the middle for a first down. He needed 2, he got 4.
Marist's offensive line is doing a great job by getting the push on this tough physical defensive line, and they're moving the clock, moving the chains. This is perfect right now. Let's see if Marist can continue to do this and cash in on some points.
Josh White, the fullback on that 4-yard gain. Now an I formation behind Cooper. Tyner and Haney split to the left, Jones to the right. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line of Marist. Brody back to pass, 4-step drop, throws over the middle, caught by Jones. A great catch over the middle, in traffic. He's down at about the 25-yard line.
What a perfect throw, an excellent job by Jones to get in the right position at the right time. That was not bad coverage at all. 35 catches on the season. He's one of the better receivers that they have on this team. And now, right now, as you're seeing, Marist is in a little groove.
Cooper was 0 for 3 early, but he's starting to thread the needle now. I formation behind Brody. He's got Tyner and Haney on the left again. Cooper hands off to Park off left guard, and he is hammered there.
Not that time. You go to the well one too many times. Offensive line's doing a great job getting a push, but right now, you saw on that possession, defensive line took over. Loss of 1 yard.
So 2nd down and 11. Josh King, the fullback, Park, the halfback. Haney split left with Tyner, Jones to the right. And another penalty. The Rough Riders are getting a little bit too aggressive, and again, it's Tamoyanga.
Marist will take any type of positive yardage that they can get. If you could get it on penalties, make it a 2nd and 6 instead of 2nd and 11, that's great. It's exactly what you want to do. That doesn't mean that this is a guaranteed throwdown. You could still run on this and hopefully come up with 1st down or at least 3rd and short.
Another I formation on 2nd and 6. Handoff. Park breaks a tackle, and he's near a 1st down. We'll wait to see where the mark is. But he picked up at least 5, and the chains are going to go. So he picked up 6 for the 1st down.
It's surprising that this early in the ball game that Marist has had a lot of success so far running up the middle. And you see Park display the power, and they're getting a good push up front. And they can't be intimidated of this Roosevelt front.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Cooper looking to the left, throws to the left for Tyner, touchdown! Touchdown by Tyner from Cooper, about a 20-yarder.
Right now we're getting what I would like to reiterate what I said earlier in the game is about balance. Look, when you run the football, it opens up a whole new types of passes that you can do, and you see that Cooper found something on the left side because he's been throwing that way, and there's a perfect pass and reception for the first score for Marist.
All right, here's Shepard Gertis for the point after. 6-6 tie right now. 5:35 left in the first quarter of this 5A state playoff game. Ben Shepard Gertis, a nice snap from center. The kick is up. It looks good. It is good. 7-6 Marist with their first lead.
Well, here we go. We talked about the shootout, so now both teams are on the board. Now we're ready to go. You ready to call a bunch of touchdowns?
Oh, sounds great.
All right, Dale. We saw a little defense come out the first couple possessions, but now we're back. I think Marist found something running the ball with Park, displaying a lot of power. Line got a lot of push, and Cooper did a great job by using the run to set up the pass. And let's see what Roosevelt can do on offense. Maybe they'll follow the same formula.
Prep Talk Eugene is a weekly internet radio show that shines a spotlight on high school football in Eugene. Join host Chris Park and Marvin Hammersmith as they talk football, preview games, interview coaches, and stump each other with trivia. Follow us at Prep Talk Eugene and on our YouTube channel, Prep Talk Eugene. Shepard Gertis is going to boot it away to James Shell Buchanan and Billy Nelson, who had a long touchdown run earlier for the scoring for Roosevelt.
Billy Nelson sounds like Willie Nelson. I wonder if there's any relation there. You look like a Willie Nelson fan.
Here's a long kick, end over end, taken by Buchanan, or Nelson rather, at the 10. He's to the 20. Fumbles the ball, but he's out of bounds when he fumbled it. Nice tackle by Ensky Frank there. Justin did a good job.
Yeah, right around the neck. It was clean, wasn't on the face mask, wasn't a horse collar. Got him by the neck and threw him down. Good physical tackle.
So this time the Rough Riders are going to start from about their 25-yard line. And this aerial show is sure to continue. Kamani Demena is in the pistol and ready to wheel and deal here. He's got 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. 7-6 Marist early. 5:29 to play in the first quarter. Now, a little bit of confusion. One of the Rough Riders is late getting on the field. Milo Stanich entering play. Now the fullback in motion. Here's a pitch right to Demena, and he runs himself off left guard and tackle. Picks up about 5.
One thing Roosevelt does is they can run the football. They average 309 rushing yards per game. That's more than Marist. That's one of the most in Class 5A. And they use that to set up the pass as well, just like Marist did in the last possession.
They've got Tomoyanga in at fullback. What a load for fullback. Now here's a handoff on a little bit of a reverse. It looks like, is it Billy Nelson? We're having trouble, fans, making out the numbers for the Rough Riders, but it looked like Brandon
Rideau.
Rideau on the carry. That was a good misdirection play where Demena started to run right, then handed off to the left.
Yep, and Rideau is one of the bigger backs. He's 215 pounds, so he can use his frame, his body, his strength to move some defenders and get some extra yardage.
3rd and 3. Here's a pass out to the right side in the flat. Taken there and being pushed out of bounds. Apparently, Shell Buchanan still going, though. Tries to reverse his field.
He should have went down because he just lost some yardage on that one.
He sure wishes he hadn't reversed his field. He's snowed under by a bunch of white. He lost 7 there, so now we're going to have 4th and 10, it appears. Yeah. So 4th and 10, probably punt formation for the Rough Riders. Sometimes they will go back with a different type setup here, and for some reason, there's a player down on the field. One of the Spartans is hurt right now and being attended to. He is on one knee at about the 35-yard line of Roosevelt.
I'm not sure who it is, but as soon as we get a number, we will give you a quick update.
I hope it's not Park. If it is Park, that's a potential
I think it might be
loss.
Kofe. I'm thinking of no.
Well, we'll set the stage for you here. 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. 7-6 Marist. Roosevelt struck first on a 65-yard touchdown run by Billy Nelson. But then Marist came right back on a 20-yard pass from Cooper to Tyner, and they hit the PAT. The Marist Spartans might be Clark Morton, I'm not sure. It's a number 81, and we don't have a number 81 on our roster. So it's likely Clark Morton. And the better news is he's running off the field on his own, Brad.
Yeah, that's always good news. I love when the players, they get down, they say a little prayer whenever there's an injury. So hopefully he'll come back in the game.
Between these two teams, you rarely get a huddle, so any break in the action is such an oddity. But
isn't it?
We'll be going high flying here again soon.
Well, that's why there's 2 of us. So when you're tired talking, I'll talk for you. Plenty of vocal cords right here at Roosevelt High School.
Mayunga is going to boot it away. He does a little bit of everything like we mentioned earlier. The 305-pounder hits one, a spiral instead of end over end. It bounces at the 42, taken on the left side there by Ensky Frank. Frank in a pile at the 50-yard line. He fumbles, but it's recovered by his own Marist Spartans.
Yeah, some extracurricular activity going on, too. That got real physical, and that was pretty close to us over there, Dale. You can hear some of those cracks, and we have headsets on.
Ensky Frank got that ball at about his 37, had a good return, lost the football, but he or one of the other Spartans came up with it. 42-yard punt, 10-yard return for the Rough Riders. Tamayanga, good spiral boot. Marist just on their side of midfield at the 49, have an I formation with King and Park behind Cooper. Haney split left, Tyner and Jones to the right. Cooper motioning left, turning right, hands off to the fullback King, and he is hammered there. Tamayanga and company met him right at the line of scrimmage, Brad.
There's that big, thick, tough defensive front that we talked about. They've been a little vulnerable on the last possession on the run, but there they showed how stout they were. It's very difficult to run, but like I said, you can't be intimidated. You got to keep going at them to loosen up and make it easier for Cooper to throw the football.
Also in on that play, Damani Nixon. It's 2nd down and 10. Cooper off a drop back, throws long for Jones, incomplete. That was a long pass. Jones got a hand on it at the 22, but it was knocked away. Keandre Collier with a good defensive play, Brad.
Yeah, Cooper has some arm on him. That was one heck of a throw, even though it was incomplete. Excellent defensive play there. But Cooper's got the arm. He's got pretty good size, 6 foot. He's only a sophomore, 14 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. His passer rating was 104, one of the best in Class 5A. The guy is a great prospect. He's only going to get better.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left, I formation. Brody drops back, looks over the middle, throws over the middle. Tyner touched it.
That's complete. That is complete.
One of the Rough Riders touched it, but Haney caught it for Marist.
How do you like that? You don't have to throw them perfect if you're Cooper. You're a sophomore. 14 TDs, 4 interceptions. All you got to do is throw it anywhere in the vicinity of one of your receivers. Someone else is going to catch it off the ricochet.
Now they're going to call it incomplete. One of the referees apparently had a better angle on it, but Haney made a valiant effort. It's 4th down, and so after being so effective on the previous drive, the Rough Riders have an answer for Cooper and company this time. Shepard Gertis will boot it away.
And one of the referees said that it was complete. I got all excited. I was like, wow, what a catch there.
Keandre Collier is back to gather this punt from Shepard Gertis, who will boot it away from his own 39-yard line. Almost blocked by Shell Buchanan. It takes a bounce out of bounds on the near side at about the 25-yard line. And that's where the Rough Riders will take over again.
That was as close as you can get to a block kick. That would have been huge for Roosevelt if they could have come away with that. But they got decent field position. And with 2:35 left, so far exactly what we wanted, a good close game. So we've had some offense, we've had some defense, and we had some special teams.
By the way, when we joined you, we didn't share. There's absolutely no wind tonight. The flag on the east end of the field is limp here at Roosevelt.
And no rain either so far. We're all dry. And I know you like that, Dale.
I do too. Yeah.
You are not wearing a rain jacket.
No. So here comes Domena. Kamani in the pistol, has the snap from center, looks left, throws left. It's complete out there. We'll try and get the Rough Rider who has it, but as we mentioned atop the broadcast, while we can see Marist numbers easily, it is quite the adventure to make out the Rough Riders numbers.
Yeah, good job by Domena, though. On first, it looks like there's another injury. Referee called a timeout. Let's see if he can get up. It's one of the Marist players. I think it is Raymond Jabot that's down.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is Jabot, 6 foot, 175 pounder.
But that was a great job by Roosevelt on first down, positive yardage, 7 yards. You make it an easy 2nd and 3.
The thing that I've noticed, Brad, is that right now both quarterbacks have a lot of time to throw. They're not taking full dropbacks, but Kamani is already in the pistol when he gets the ball.
The offensive lines have done a good job. Both teams, like you said, in pass protection, but also run blocking. Both teams can run the football, and both teams can stop the run. So the offensive lines have had the edge so far today.
Jabot now leaving under his own power, so that's good to see again. Here comes a 2nd down and a long 2, short 3. From the 30-yard line of Roosevelt, the Rough Riders at their own 30. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Domena has the ball, hands it off over the right side, and a good tackle there. Boy, oh boy. 59 for Marist. Was very effective on that one. We don't have a number for 59, but he was all over Nelson, who was the running back for Roosevelt.
It's not 59 is not Falconer.
It could be. We're just not sure. But a good tackle nonetheless, and it sets up a 3rd down and 3. So no gain on the play off a right tackle. Now one of the Rough Riders in motion and another in motion right to left. Here's Kamani Demena right up the middle trying to get the 1st down. Looks like he's got it. He had to get to the 34, and depending on where they mark it, yeah, they're moving the chains.
Absolutely. Good job by the offensive front to get the push, and Roosevelt gets a 1st down.
The first quarter going down quickly here, only 1:14 to play. 7-6, Marist leading Roosevelt in 5A state playoff action.
Something to keep an eye on is which defense fatigues first. We have quick tempo, spread offenses. They're going to run a lot of plays. It's cold. It's damp. You're going to be a little worn out. We'll see which one fatigues the first.
Here's a play out of the shotgun, a handoff to number 1 going off the right side, Keandre Collier. Collier picks up about 6 yards. Now a penalty marker thrown.
Yeah, we might have some late action over there.
Some extracurricular activity.
Looks
Brad.
like Cameron Jack was involved on Marist.
It's a dead ball foul, so going to be a 15-yarder here.
So that was Collier, who's a punt returner, plays wide receiver, but he also is tied in the lead with 3 interceptions for Roosevelt High School.
Marist,
Guy does it all.
Yeah, Marist got the penalty, personal foul, and Sean Dorsey, who's a 5'11 defensive end, was going, why? What did I do with his hands? The innocent till proven guilty.
That's the worst thing you could do. You put your hands up, what did I do? Basically, it's I did it, I just don't want to be the one getting blamed.
Now an official timeout. The chain's taking just a little while to move. It looks like another penalty.
Timeout.
Sportsmanlike conduct now, so another dead ball foul. So 30 yards of penalties against Marist. The ball now at the Marist 29. So 20 yards of penalties, Brad.
You got to take them whenever you can get it. You get a 1st down, 20 yards of field position in a game like this, 5A playoffs here, you take it.
Roosevelt has had their share of penalties this year, including personal fouls, but right now Marist uncharacteristically out of
A game like this will come down to mistakes, turnovers and penalties, trust me.
Here's the pistol now. Demena out of the pistol. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Turns and hands off straight up the middle. Billy Nelson with a hole. Nelson spins at the 20, down to the 15.
What a huge hole. Even Willie Nelson could have run through that. How about that, Billy boy? Great job. Roosevelt's front 5, their offensive line, did a really nice job to open holes right there.
26 seconds to go in the quarter. Again, Demena out of the pistol. Has James Shell Buchanan to the right, 2 receivers to the left. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line of Marist. Here's Demena. He's got Shell Buchanan in motion. Hands off to Billy Nelson. Nelson off left guard, cuts toward the middle. He picks up about 4.
That's okay. Those are positive yardage. That's what you want to do. Again, you have some yardage, bang it away, keep the clock moving, and you're right where you want to be, inside the 20-yard line, ready to score.
Cody King and Thompson Faulkner on the tackle. But he picked up 4. That's the end of the first quarter. The score, Marist 7 and Rough Riders of Roosevelt 6, but Roosevelt is knocking on the door.
Can I interest you in a pedicab ride?
Yeah.
Hop on in. We'll get going.
Yeah, is that the Galaxy S4?
Yeah.
How much do you pay a month for that?
Man, like $100 right now.
100?
Yeah.
Do you know if you switch to Cricket Wireless, you can get unlimited plans with no contract for half the price of AT&T and Verizon?
Same phone.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Only Cricket has the amazing Samsung Galaxy S4 for just $25 down. Hurry into Cricket and get yours today.
Are you single? Because I got a sister who loves denim.
Cricket.
Your local St. John's Ace Hardware is proud to support the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Located at 7825 North Lombard Street, Mike and Kim Johnson congratulate all the players on a great season and wish them good luck in the playoffs. Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor. Go Rough Riders!
American National Insurance Company. Call Bernie Dorsey at 541-912-4197 for your life, auto, and home insurance needs. Again, the phone number is 541-912-4197. American National Insurance Company.
Second down and 6 from about the 12-yard line of Marist. The Rough Riders of Roosevelt. High snap to Domena, but he hands off to inside. It's Nelson, I believe, and he goes down to the 1-yard line.
Right now, Roosevelt has Marist off balance. They're running the ball well. Not huge gains, but enough where you wear and tear that defense, and you can set up for a great play action.
All right, pickup of 19. Here's the call. This time he's not in the pistol, but he is in the end zone. That is Damani, and he goes on a quarterback sneak. He was under center that time, and Kamani Domina goes into the end zone. 12-7 Roosevelt, pending the PAT.
Domena does a great job. He led his own team in rushing yards, 1,014 touchdowns. That's all on the ground. And then you add 13 touchdowns through the air. This guy is a one-man wrecking crew.
Bibiano for the extra point. And Billy Nelson also has over 100 yards rushing here, and we're just starting the second quarter. Now another player comes onto the field in haste. Jose Gavea coming into the game, part of the special teams. A good snap. Bibiano kicks it, and it's good.
Yeah, this team loves to run the ball. 309 rushing yards per game. They're going to test you. If you think you have a stout defensive line, at the end of a game playing against Roosevelt, you will find out how stout your line is when you play that Rough Rider rush.
All right, 13-7. Roosevelt reclaims the lead. They did lead 6-0 at one point, fell behind 7-6, but the Rough Riders are back in front here with 11:45 to play in the half. With Brad Stein, Dale McConaughey on PortlandSportsBeat.com. Class 5A state championship playoff action for you on a Friday night. Our producer, PJ Miller. We've got Harvey Moulet on the audio, Alva Myers, our grip, spotter, Steve Connor, cameras, Dashin Montgomery, Brett Miller, and Lynn is our social tonight. So a big crew here bringing you the video and audio from Roosevelt Field. Well, Brad, we have a seesaw game.
And that's what we expected. That's exactly what we expected, Dale. 13-7, we're only in the second quarter. This is good quality football. Friday night, there's no better thing to do than watch high school playoff ball, and to be with you, Dale. I'm excited, stoked, and thrilled to be here calling the game with you, buddy.
Me too, Brad. Bibiano will boot it away. 11:45 to go in the first half. Back deep are Tyner and here's Tyner. Tyner running up on it. One hops it at about the 25. He's to the 24-yard line now, running backwards, and he's taken down. He might have gotten just over. All right, so to the 26-yard line. Boy, oh boy. Tyner took that and ran east and west instead of north-south, so to speak.
Marist hasn't lost a first-round playoff game since 2004. Right now they're losing, but I'm just saying this team is experienced. They lost to Sherwood in the state final last year. This team knows how to win. They're not going to, no matter how much they're down, this team's not going to crumble. They will rise to the occasion, and they will not panic.
Brody Cooper, 2 for 8 for 48 yards so far. He hands off. Here's Park off left guard and tackle. Park got about 3 yards, but that was it. The center of that Roosevelt line is not too penetrable tonight.
Their big 48-6 win over Wilson got them here. If it wasn't for that win, they might not be in this playoff game right now that we're watching.
King with a gain of 1, the fullback. They're in the eye again. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Cooper goes back to pass, looking left. He throws left, long for Haney. Haney drops the ball.
What a perfect pass, Dale. Cooper could not throw that ball anymore, and I want to credit all that to the offensive line. We talked about it this whole quarter and a half, or 1 and 1 quarters so far, of how great this offensive line of both teams have done protecting the quarterback, opening holes in the run game. That was displayed as perfection.
Pretty good defense by Keandre Collier, but that was a ball Haney would like to have back. So now it's 3rd and 9. Cooper back to pass, straight drop back over the middle. There was a lot of contact between Dustin Jones and the defender, but no flag.
That was a poor throw anyways. That was one of the first of Cooper. He has really impressed me so far. He is throwing the ball exactly where it needs to be, and that last one should have been caught.
Shepard Gertis now is going to boot it away to Keandre Collier. Collier is back at about the 45-yard line, so pending the length of this punt, good field position, a possibility for Roosevelt as they seek to add to their lead.
Collier's a triple threat. He can return punts, 3 interceptions. He can catch the ball. As a wide receiver, he does a lot of things. He's a junior, 5'9", $155. He's on the lighter side, but he uses his quickness to be elusive and do a fantastic job for the Rough Riders.
Shepard Gertis with an end-over-end punt. It hits at the 40, bounces out of bounds at the 38-yard line, and that's where Roosevelt will take over. Shepard Gertis doing a good job of angling that away from the dangerous Collier.
I would do the same exact thing. That was perfect. Perfect punt. You want to kick the ball away from Collier. You don't want to give this guy an opportunity. Not in a game like this. You're trailing by 6 points. Playoffs. Don't let the special teams be the one to beat you. Force the Rough Riders to drive down the field and to score points.
37-yard punt by Shepard Gertis. No return, as Brad was mentioning. From the pistol, here comes Kamani Demena. Demena, looking over the defense, has 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. He turns, hands off straight up the middle. There's a big hole. And getting about 16 yards and a first down is Caleb Thompson. Thompson with a nice move once he broke through the line, veering to the right, Brad.
Roosevelt has him right now. The right guard and right tackle of the Rough Riders did a great job opening the hole, and then you got to credit the running back for making the right cut. But this is what they've done so far. They really have Marist off balance.
So now the Rough Riders at the Marist 47 with a 1st and 10. Here's the shotgun snap. Looking to the right, Demena. He'll run right, and he is tackled after a gain of 4 yards. It looks like Josh King got him. King very active at linebacker.
It's only 4 yards, but that's a good positive play on first down. That's exactly what you need from your quarterback. There wasn't really any open receivers. He finally started getting pressured. He took off 4 yards. That's what he does so well.
Demena turns and whispers something to Caleb Thompson, his halfback. They're in the pistol again. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. And now Christian Swain and his staff yelling some instructions to Demena, who takes the snap, looks up the middle, throws over the middle, complete there, near a first down.
Demena is so comfortable in the pocket. He kind of right now reminds me of Tom Brady. He sits there in the pocket, he steps up, he makes the right throw, the right read. He has full trust in his offensive line, and it's really paying off.
They're going to give him a first down. Keandre Collier, the target there. Now they've got Buchanan lining up on the right side with Caleb Thompson, and Collier over on the left side. So an empty backfield in the shotgun by himself is Demena here. 5 receivers out in the pattern. Demena with the snap, throws left, throws it low. Let's see, it was a catch, caught there. Either Collier or it was Harlem Atwood with the catch.
Great catch by Atwood. Right there, prevented it from hitting the ground. They're really moving. They're running the ball. They're making nice short to intermediate throws.
7-yard pickup. It's now going to be 2nd down and 3.
Marist needs a big stop on defense right now. You can't let Roosevelt continue to run the ball, throw the ball, and score. You're down by only by 6 points. Get a stop. Get the ball back.
Now a timeout, Marist. The confusion earlier was in the huddle for Roosevelt, but right now Marist calls the timeout. Let's go to a break here and send it back for this reminder.
Your local St. John's Ace Hardware is proud to support the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Located at 7825 North Lombard Street, Mike and Kim Johnson congratulate all the players on a great season and wish them good luck in the playoffs. Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor. Go Rough Riders!
Can I interest you in a pedicab ride?
Yeah.
Hop on
Yeah.
in. We'll get going.
Yeah, is that the Galaxy S4?
Yeah.
How much do you pay a month for that?
Paying like $100 right now.
100?
Yeah.
Do you know if you switch to Cricket Wireless, you can get unlimited plans with no contract for half the price of AT&T and Verizon?
Same phone.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Only Cricket has the amazing Samsung Galaxy S4 for just $25 down. Hurry into Cricket and get yours today.
Are you single? Because I got a sister who loves denim.
Cricket.
Here's a run off right guard and tackle for no gain.
Stay stout and stop this running game. Now it's 3rd and 4. You get a stop here, you get the ball back.
Cameron Jack and Schultz on the tackle for Marist. 8:10 to play in the half. 13-7 Roosevelt. From the pistol, Dominic Kamina hands off left guard and tackle for a nice gain and a first down. The ball comes out. There's a scramble for the football. Marist says they have it.
First down, but they got something better than a stop. They got a turnover. Now Marist has the ball. Let's see if they can take advantage of this key turnover here in the second.
It was a good run, but sometimes at the end of those runs, Brad, you can just try a little too hard and the ball squirted out. Lately, here he hands off to Park, off right tackle. Park with a nice run picks up a first down.
Great job by Park and the offensive line. I was looking for Cooper to throw that ball, maybe play action, go deep. You had a turnover. That's a perfect time to test the Roosevelt High School team deep. But good enough. You got a first down. Good run. Continue. You got the clock going.
I guess he only picked up 9. My mistake there. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Marist at their own 36-yard line. Here's Cooper back to pass. He looks left. He throws left. It's caught for a first down out there by Tyner. Penalty markers fly, and they fly at the end of the play.
More yellow laundry on the field. And like what we said, it's going to come down to 2 things. Penalties, turnover.
That holding call is on Roosevelt. Yes, it is on the Rough Riders. The play produced a first down. Wow, they're going to keep the play and add the yardage. So a huge gain. They picked up 4 or 5 on the pass and another 10 on the hold. So Park has about 9 yards.
Parker did a great job by breaking that outside. I'm not sure if that run was supposed to go all the way out. Did another great job, another first down. Or is that 2nd and 1? It's going to be just short of a first down. Park has done a great job. If you're Marist, you want to keep feeding him the ball.
Buchanan and Nelson on the tackle. Timeout, Roosevelt. They want to talk it over defensively.
Prep Talk Eugene is a weekly internet radio show that shines a spotlight on high school football in Eugene. Join hosts Chris Park and Marvin Hammersmith as they talk football, preview games, interview coaches, and
Roosevelt, but Marist on the move here with 6:50 to go in the half. All the penalties, Brad, for Roosevelt have been on the defense.
Yeah, 4 for 40 yards. That's something you don't want to see. If you're the defensive coordinator of Roosevelt.
Geske, of course, coached in the PIL at Franklin. He also coached the defensive backs at Portland State before taking over in Tigard and then going down to Marist and really starting quite a run of state playoff wins and championships for Marist. Here comes 2nd down and 1. Cooper back to pass. Cooper throwing to the right. It's picked off and then dropped.
It dropped.
Wow, what a play by Tyner there because James Shell Buchanan.
It was like rubber. Oh, that was the break that Roosevelt wanted to take back. But those are the things you're going to get. He's going to throw you some. You got to make the receptions or the interceptions. And
this is probably 4-down territory for Marist, but it's 3rd and a long 1. They're at their own 40, or rather at the Roosevelt 45-yard line. Cooper hands off to Park. He has a first down and then some. He needed 1. He got 5.
There we go again. It's very simple. As stout as this Jefferson School is, or Roosevelt High School is, Park is doing such a fabulous job of finding the hole and getting extra yardage by using that strength and power. I'm very impressed with Park.
Shell Buchanan with the tackle, but he comes up limping. He's on Tyner now, who's split wide to the right with Haney. Here's a handoff up the middle, and little or no gain. He went right into the center of that Roosevelt defense.
Yeah, Park's not the most explosive back, but averaging 94.3 yards per game and 12 touchdowns over the season. The guy has a knack for the end zone. He knows how to get the first down. He can move tacklers. And I'm super impressed with him so far. They've done a great job, and right now they got a counter.
Well, he picks up a yard. Brody Cooper now throws a
pass by Cooper, one of the first ones beside that last one that was almost intercepted. He threw off his back foot. He jumped in the air, kind of Tim Tebow-ish, Brett Favre-ish, something you don't do. He threw it right in the middle of the field, and it should have been picked off, and now we have an injury.
So 3rd and 9 with the ball, going to be spotted at the 36-yard line of Roosevelt, but a critical 3rd and 9, and because of the injury to Billy Nelson, Brody Cooper runs over and talks to Frank Geske on the Marist sideline. Now he's coming back, puts his helmet back on, and here's a critical 3rd and 9. It's probably 4-down territory, but not if they don't pick up some of the 9 yards here.
If you're Johnny Manziel, you could probably get away with that throw every now and then, but not if you're Cooper. You're a sophomore. You can't make that throw.
Tyner and Jones to the right. Haney over on the left. It's an I formation behind Cooper, who's back to pass. Throws over the middle. Tyner! And it is a touchdown!
That's what you want to do. Stay in the pocket. Make your perfect decision. Once again, Cooper with a precision pass. And there you have a touchdown, and they have the chance to take the lead.
36-yard TD connection, Cooper to Tyner. They really connected against Wilson last week for a couple of touchdowns, and they're back at it tonight. We've got a seesaw battle.
Have you seen throws like this from a quarterback? He's made a couple poor decisions on that possession, but he is threading the needle. He laid it exactly where it needed to be.
Shepard Gertis will try and boot.
Scintillating, that's what it is.
Spartans to their lead again here. Boy, each team has led twice if Shepard Gertis hits this one. Good snap, ball's down, kick nearly blocked, but it's up and good. 14-13 Marist. 5:40 to play in the half.
Wouldn't it be horrific for Roosevelt if this game came down to a missed extra point? That's the difference of the game.
Yep, it's a great battle. Bon Roof Care of Eugene, your roof care specialist. Call today, 345-0703, to get your roof and gutters clean now that the leaves have dropped and the rain is here. Bon Roof Care, 345-0703. Don't replace it, restore it. With Brad Stein, Dale McConaughey here. Our spotter is Steve Connor, producer PJ Miller, sound is Alva Myers. We're glad you're with us. It's a 5A state playoff game, and right now each team has led twice. It's going back and forth. A couple of teams that have been successful. Marist has been successful over the last 10 years, winning a couple of championships. And tonight, Roosevelt playing well as well.
We have some score updates and other playoff games around Oregon. Ashland has a 20-0 lead over Pendleton. Roosevelt 6, Marist 0. That's right here, of course. And then we have Silverton over Mountain View 14-0. Springfield 14, Franklin 0. Churchill, Sherwood, no score. And Wilsonville, Crescent Valley tied up at 7.
Shepard Gertis approaches and boots. A long kick going to Nelson at the 5. He's to the 10, 15, 20. And then he veers to the right side, trying to find more room, but he's snowed under by the white Marist Spartans at about the 22-yard line.
He tried to make something, didn't get it. It was a good try, good effort. You love the effort, but you want to get positive yardage in games like this.
We got a dandy here from Roosevelt on a Friday night. Beautiful evening, no rain, no wind, but we've got offense on sides.
And it's even stranger is it's not even that cold anymore. It felt colder when we got here. I think it warmed up a little bit. We really lucked out, Dale.
Trips left now, 3 receivers left. It's Nelson along with off the bench Atwood.
This is a booming crowd. This is a larger crowd. I did some.
Off the right side, picking up some yardage, Caleb Thompson. He might have a first down over there. I think he went out of bounds at the 35, which would give him a first down.
10-yard gain on the play.
Yep. First down, Caleb Thompson, 5'11", 185-pound junior, also plays outside linebacker, returns kicks. He does a lot of things for this Rough Rider team, and he's done a nice job with the few runs so far today.
Thompson
Both
again
teams.
lined up in the pistol behind his quarterback, Domena, who has 3 receivers to the left again, 2 split wide. Back to pass Domena. He's trying to run now, and he picks up a couple of yards before King and company. Josh King
He
hammers.
stayed right there, right in the middle. We're able to tackle Domena before he got any major yardage. And that's not an easy quarterback to tackle.
Joining King on the tackle was Schultz. Now an empty backfield, 5 receivers out on this pattern. All alone, kind of like the Maytag repairman at about his 31-yard line, is Domena. Kamani has one player in motion, a fake to that player, now straight drop back, throws over the middle. He's got Shell Buchanan for a first down.
There's Buchanan. We haven't called his name too often. 35 receptions, 10 touchdowns. That is the guy that Roosevelt is going to look for. Domena, he is going to look for this guy. That was the first major reception for Buchanan.
Jabot on the tackle, but a pickup of 25 and a Rough Rider first down. Now 5 out in the pattern again from the shotgun. Domena barking out signals. 4:13 to play in the half, a 1-point game. Here's a run off the left side by Domena. He picks up a couple, and actually he's going to get about 8 yards by the time he's done.
Domena feels a lot more confident now. He threw a couple nice balls, had that big completion to Buchanan. Now he's going to run the ball a little bit.
Tackle by number 74, Schultz.
Not an easy guy to tackle, over 1,000 yards. Does the job through the air, on the ground. One of the better quarterbacks that you're going to see in high school football in the state of Oregon.
A long one now, 2nd and 1, pickup of 9 yards by Domena. Domena now in the pistol. He's got Caleb Thompson behind him. Looks to the sideline as they change the play at the line. 2 receivers right and 1 to the left. Now timeout is called. Oh, they're going to call a delay of game on the Rough Riders, as there was too much time taken between the sideline and the huddle.
This is a tough feat for Marist High School to stop or at least contain Domena. He's so good with his arms. He's so good with his leg. 129 passer rating. It's like, how are you going to stop this guy? You got to pressure him. Get pressure right up the middle on him. Don't allow them to get a running game going, and they've done that so far.
After the penalty, it'll be 2nd down and 6 from the 35. Domena rolling right, throws, incomplete, intended for Shell Buchanan. A good play there by Ensky Frank, Justin, over
that was
the middle.
tipped. That one is tipped. That's how you stop a quarterback like Domena. Tip the balls, get in his face, pressure right up the middle. You want to make him feel uncomfortable in the pocket. You want to rattle him a little bit. Because if he gets going and they have this running game and they're doing whatever they can, then the guy's going to take off, and it's going to be even harder to defend him.
Shell Buchanan to the left along with Nelson. Caleb Thompson in the pistol behind Domena.
Can I interest you in a pedicab ride?
Yeah.
Hop on in. We'll get going.
Yeah, is that the Galaxy S4?
Yeah.
How much do you pay a month for that?
Back to
Man, like
pass now.
$100.
Takes a pass right, throws back to the left. It's a screen to Shell Buchanan. Shell Buchanan, a first down, still going. He's down inside the 10-yard line.
That's number 2. That's what you want. Shelby Cannon's second reception. He could do those things. You could just dump the ball off, screen passes, short curls, slants. This guy can yak yards after the catch. That's what it separates him from other receivers.
31-yard pass run combination between Domena and Shell Buchanan. Now they've got the big boy in at fullback. Kofe in at fullback, a mere 290 pounds. Toimanga is 305, so Kofe is a little fella compared to his other player. Here's a run off right tackle by Domena in for the touchdown. No, I guess they're going to mark him down.
Short.
They're going to mark him down at about the 3-yard line.
This is when Roosevelt High School gets really difficult to defend. Down at the goal line with Domena can run the ball. They also have a potent run game, and he can throw the ball bootleg. There's so many different plays that you can call if you're the head coach.
2nd down and goal from the 2. He picked up 3 off right guard and tackle.
It's good to be Christian Swain in these types of situations.
Now the wishbone around Domena. The wishbone with a receiver split to the right. And there's a bad snap over the head of Domena, and it's recovered by Roosevelt. Good recovery.
I like the idea of doing something different, but it cost you a fumble and a lot of yardage. Great job by Domena just to pick up the ball. You don't want to pick it up and just throw it away. Just make sure you get the recovery and you don't turn the ball over.
A loss of 13 yards. It could change this game because there's only a minute 37 to go in the half.
Yeah, that's a big play right there. Now it's 3rd and 15. You put your offense in a real bad situation.
The snaps have been high, and that one was too high. Now Domena looking to his sideline as they change the play at the line. 1:18 and counting in the half. Here's Domena back to pass, another high snap. All the time in the world, throws into the end zone. Touchdown!
Oh! How do you like that?
Shell Buchanan in the right side of the end zone.
Shell Buchanan again, his 3rd reception. There's the touchdown. But this is all about pass protection. 3rd and 15 by the goal line. You had a horrible play that cost your team almost points. What a great job by Domena to have the poise in the pocket. Offensive line gave him all the confidence in the world, and there it is.
They hooked up 35 times during the regular season, and Shell Buchanan and Domena combined for the touchdown that puts the Roosevelt Rough Riders back in the lead here with 1:02 left in the half.
They have that type of chemistry like we have, Dale. We only known each other for an hour and a half, but we have that type of chemistry.
Here's the big guy, the fullback off left tackle, trying for the 2-point conversion, and somehow they stop him. It was that was funny just to watch.
Yeah.
Anyway, they failed to get the 2-point conversion, but it's Roosevelt 19 and Marist 14, the 3rd lead for Roosevelt. Let's send it back to our studio for this reminder.
Your local St. John's Ace Hardware is proud to support the Roosevelt Rough Riders, located at 780.
Valley Catholic, home to exceptional academic programs, serving students in pre-kindergarten through 12th grade, award-winning faculty, championship athletics, a renowned music school, drama and art. Faith-based education on a beautiful 43-acre campus in the heart of Beaverton. Learn more at valleycatholic.org. Academics, arts, athletics, excellence. Valley Catholic.
American National Insurance Company. Call Bernie Dorsey at 541-912-4197 for your life, auto, and home insurance needs. Again, the phone number is 541-912-4197. That's Bernie Dorsey.
Domena 7 of 9 for 94 yards and a TD. Now Bibiano will boot it away deep. Are Tyner and Park for the Spartans. 19-14 Roosevelt, their 3rd lead of the game. Marist has led twice. Here comes the kick. It's an end-over-end kick. Park coming under it at about the 20. He's up now to the 25 on the far side. He's still going at the 30, 35, and finally run out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
That's Park again. He's made his contribution running the ball, and now here it is on the kick return. Good field position for Marist High School.
So a 25-yard return by Park off the kickoff. And right now it's 1st and 10 Marist trying to get this lead back before the end of the half. Just 52 seconds to go in the half. A rare huddle by Marist. Here come the Spartans with Jones and Tyner to the left, both big threats.
52 seconds, plenty of time to get something going and try to get some points before half.
Marist has 2 timeouts to work with. Cooper back to pass, looking right, throwing right. Jones has it for a 5-yard pickup. It'll be Give him 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Good job by Roosevelt High School not letting him go out of bounds. That's what you want to do. You want to keep the clock going.
Here come
Don't let him go out of bounds. Don't stop the clock. Good job by Roosevelt.
the Spartans up over center now with Cooper. He's back to pass, looks left, throws left. A first down by Haney at the 45-yard line. Let's see. Yes, they do use a timeout here. Well, are they going to use a timeout? They're going to save the timeout. The time is held there while they move the chains, and the Spartans take advantage of the
Now
chains
the clock's
moving.
going.
Now the clock under 20 seconds and counting. Cooper back to pass, straight drop, looks right, throws right. Jones is there, but it's knocked away. Keandre Collier saved a touchdown.
Keandre Collier had a ball slip right through his fingertips. He could have picked that one off. I thought he was, and so did he. Probably everyone right here at Roosevelt Field thought he had a pick.
One of the rare times that Cooper's underthrown a ball tonight. He's been, for the most part, pretty accurate, but he's in the I formation with 2 receivers right, 1 to the left, Tyner and Jones to the right. 2nd down and 10. Cooper gets some pressure, throws over the middle. Tyner's got it. A first down at the 30-yard line.
Watch Cooper when he is under center. He gets so low, and when you give this guy time in the pocket, he throws such a beautiful ball.
Only 3 seconds to play in the half. It looks like they're going to try to go for it rather than a kick, and now it's a timeout Marist. 3 seconds to go in the first half. What a game we've got going here.
This is going to be a difficult field goal attempt, but yeah, we have some game back and forth. We've seen some offense, but I gotta admit, I'm very impressed with the defense so far. They've bent, but they haven't broke yet.
It would be a 47-yard field goal when counting the 10 yards of the end zone and a 7-yard snap. I don't think Shepherd Gertis has that range.
So what do? You throw it up?
Yeah, you throw it up, throw it in the end zone.
I agree. I'm not kicking that field goal. I'm going to throw it up, especially with Cooper's arm. He's got such a good arm. Offensive line's done such a wonderful job the whole game of giving him protection. Throw it up. Take a chance. The worst, it's a pick. It goes against his statistics. I don't think he cares.
We've seen some of the best passing and receiving that I've seen in a long time tonight. Boy, oh boy, between Cooper and Domena, people like the Shell Buchanan catch in the end zone. Tyner with that catch over the middle really extended for the ball just now, and that 14-yard pickup. It's first and 10 from the 30, but more important, just 3 seconds left in the half. Tyner and Jones to the right, Haney to the left. Cooper under center. 3 receivers to the right now. Looks like Josh King, the fullback, also to the right. And now movement. A timeout. Timeout Roosevelt. I thought there was movement in the line for a second, but timeout was called. So Roosevelt wants a defensive look at what was going on as Josh King, the fullback, was even out in the pattern. That's the first time we've seen an empty backfield tonight for Marist. Well, we've seen a little bit of everything tonight. Park with some great runs. Billy Nelson, some great runs for Roosevelt. We've seen great passing. We've seen some great defense. So just a little bit of everything. And for Marist, it's going to take a little bit of a miracle to get the lead back before the half.
But no rain, and that's exactly what we don't want to see. No wind, no rain. Let the offense throw it out, run the ball. Very exciting game so far. A couple games I called this year, they've been blowouts, so this is a nice change.
Yeah. This is what you like to see in a state playoff game. A real cliffhanger right now.
Marist with the experience. Roosevelt has a lot to prove to a lot of people where they have not got out of the first round of the play.
To open the third quarter.
Huge possession by the Rough Riders. They made a statement on that possession. They took it for 9 minutes and 6 seconds, scored the touchdown, did everything that you want. Now they have an 11-point lead. So we're looking at 2 possessions, touchdown, 2-point conversion, a field goal to tie this game. Now all you got to do is play defense if you're the Rough Riders. And look at in the background, my favorite song. This is from the movie Rocky, of course, Rocky 3.
All right, Tyner's back deep with Park, awaiting this kickoff from Bibiano. Bond Roof Care, your roof care specialist. Call today, 345-0703, to get your roof and gutters cleaned now that the leaves have dropped and the rain is here. Bond Roof Care, 345-0703. Don't replace it, restore it. Bibiano, Angel will boot it away here. Again, Tyner and Park back. The tandem to receive this expected kickoff. Here's an end-over-end kick straight down the middle. Park fields it at the 10, 15, to the left, to the 20, to the 30. He's got a few blockers to the 40, to the midfield stripe, and across all the way to the 36-yard line of Marist.
Scintillating. I take it back about Park. I said he doesn't have quite the explosion as some backs does. He breaks a lot of tackles, uses strength. He has a knack for finding the holes. Forget about what I said. That guy just showed a great burst, and Park has been one of the few pleasant surprises for the Spartans team.
54-yard return, 54-yard return. And it goes down to, it's remarked at about the 39-yard line instead of the 36. Here comes Jones to the right. I formation, they've got Tyner and Haney to the left. Cooper turns, hands it off to Tyner on a reverse. Tyner eludes one tackler, trying to elude another. Penalty markers fly as Tyner's taken down by James Shell Buchanan.
Good run by Tyner. He took it outside, broke it outside. He did everything that he could. Good penetration by the front seven of Roosevelt.
It's a penalty where you normally see holding, and yes, it is a block in the back on Marist, so a very costly penalty.
We talked about penalties in the first half. We already had two big ones on Marist here in the second.
So that penalty will make it first down and about 20.
First down 10. Ball's on the 46-yard line.
46-yard line, they've got to get to the 29. So it is first and long. The I formation, Cooper back to pass, looks left, throws left. It's intercepted by Shell Buchanan. Shell Buchanan is going to score. 20, 10, touch. Oh, did he get?
Interception by.
He didn't get in the end zone.
Stopped him. There it is. He read Cooper the whole way. I don't know why Brody Cooper threw that ball. He hasn't made many mistakes during the year. That's his second interception of the game.
So a long return by James Shell Buchanan after the interception. He was one of them that was limping earlier in this game, but there was no limp on that return.
Shell Buchanan has the lead, 3 interceptions during the regular season for Roosevelt High School. Now has another interception here in the playoff game, and that one could be a dagger, even though there's 5:06 left in the third, up by 11, probably going to score again.
Tyner, I believe, saved the touchdown, and if Marist holds here, Tyner's save could be one of the bigger plays in this game. But right now, Roosevelt can bust this one open a bit right here.
They came fired up in this second half.
Now a change of the play at the line of scrimmage as Domena looks over toward Christian Swain, his head coach. A deuce backfield. He hands off to the deep back, straight up the middle, and 1 or 2 yards for Billy Nelson up the middle.
I don't know why you would really throw the football right now. You have a quarterback who can run. You have a plethora of running backs. Keep the ball on the ground. I like what I'm seeing from Roosevelt. Keep it going. Second down, 4 to go.
All right.
Keep the clock going.
4:42 and counting. 25-14, Roosevelt leading Marist. This is the third quarter of this 5A state playoff game. From the pistol, Domena waits for the snap. Hands it off to Nelson, rolling left. Nelson around the left end. Nelson into the end zone. Touchdown.
Oh, how do you like that? Nelson leaped, took the ball all the way. Oh, it looks like he might be down. I don't know if he's celebrating. Okay, they're trying to lift him up.
A collision there in the end zone.
There was
quite a collision, and Nelson is down.
Well, he left his feet. He took such a great leap for the end zone. That's Nelson's second touchdown of this ball game, make it a 31-14 lead. What did they put in the Wheaties? Did they give him Wheaties in the halftime or something? This Roosevelt High School team, it just looks so fired up. Really made a statement so far.
Billy Nelson looks like he's got a pulled hamstring. He's up now, but he's not walking under his own power yet.
Probably just a cramp.
It's either
It looks like just
or
a cramp.
hamstring pulled. He was holding the upper part of his right leg in back.
We'll try to get an update on Billy Nelson, not and as soon as we get that, we'll give that to you.
Bibiano on for the extra point to try to make it 32-14 and give the Rough Riders a commanding lead in this one. Snap is there. Ball is almost blocked, but it makes it through. 32-14. Let's send it back to our studio for this commercial reminder.
Rough Riders 32, Marist Spartans 14.
Can I interest you in a pedicab ride?
Yeah,
Hop on
yeah.
in. We'll get going.
Yeah, is that the Galaxy S4?
Yeah.
How much do you pay a month for that?
Man, like $100 right now.
100?
Yeah.
Do you know if you switch to Cricket Wireless, you can get unlimited plans with no contract for half the price of AT&T and Verizon?
Same phone.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Only Cricket has the amazing Samsung Galaxy S4 for just $25 down. Hurry into Cricket and get yours today.
Are you single? Because I got a sister who loves denim.
Cricket.
Company. Call Bernie Dorsey at 541-912-4197 for your life, auto, and home insurance needs. Again, the phone number is 541-912-4197, American National Insurance Company.
32-14, Roosevelt with the lead. They're going to kick it to Marist. Marist has yet to do anything substantial here in the third quarter. They had the lead twice in the first half, but right now, Roosevelt in danger of busting this wide open.
Number 11, Bibiano.
Tyner and Park back deep to take this kick, or really from Bibiano. They're about at the 10-yard line. It's a short kick taken by one of the up guys, Kashi Hall. Hall has a hole, Hall to almost midfield where he's brought down at about the 47-yard line. Little Kashi Hall, Brad, is only 135 pounds, but he's hard to see.
He's light. He can use a few more burgers in him, but he uses that to his advantage. But Marist High School really have their work cut out for him right now. Roosevelt is so explosive offensively and defensively. They're stout against the run. They could put pressure on the quarterback, and they're forcing the young sophomore to make throws he didn't want to, just like we saw last possession on his second interception.
Rideau on the tackle there. Our statistician and spotter Steve Connor mentioned that Billy Nelson has had a hamstring problem this whole game and has battled tightness. 3 receivers left. Cooper hands it off to Park up the middle. Park breaks one tackle, and he's swarmed under after a 7-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 3, but Park got over midfield and inside the 45-yard line to the 44. 2nd down and 2. So the Spartans with a good gain on 1st down.
That was Tao Moanga.
Haney goes out of bounds with a 1st down at the 37-yard line.
If you're Marist High School, you're a solid yardage and not making any huge mistakes.
So 1st and 10 from the 38. Here comes Marist, and it's just in time for the Spartans. It'll be 2nd down and 5. He gets inside the 35 to the 33.
There's Park again.
Number 21.
He's a sophomore.
Right.
These people are going to be back next year. It's not a fun thought for the rest of 5A football.
Yeah, a lot
Tyner
of those
with the catch down the right side, the near side, and he's out of bounds.
some good quality throws.
So now the ball inside the 25-yard line at the 23, 1st and 10. Cooper has 2 receivers, Tyner and Haney to the left. Handoff up the middle. Park between the tackles trying to get the tough yards into the teeth of that huge middle. Looks like he picked up 3 or 4, so it'll be 2nd down and 6.
It's a 3-possession ball game. You have time, but clock is your enemy, so you want to get up to the line of scrimmage, call your play, and run it.
2:35 to go, 3rd quarter. 32-14 the score, Roosevelt leading Marist. Cooper under center now. Brody back to pass, straight drop, three-step drop, throws over the middle, incomplete to Jones. Feet got tangled at the 3-yard line. No penalty markers.
Good no call by the referees right there. It's incidental contact. Feet got tangled up. That's it. You don't need to throw a penalty flag on every single call just because a receiver falls down.
Dustin Jones, the intended receiver. So it'll be 2nd down and 6, or check that, 3rd and 6, if that. So it'll be 4th down, and I'm sure Marist is going to go for it here. They're deep in Roosevelt territory. There's an official timeout.
Did you
I'm
see
not
number
sure.
64, Hunter Welch, run off the field? The defensive lineman, number 64, Hunter Welch. What speed he had coming off the field, getting a substitute in front. Here he comes back in. He really hustled. I like to see that, running on the field, off the field.
So here's one of the key plays in this game. 4th and 4, and now another timeout. Timeout Roosevelt this time. The Rough Riders want to get their defense set.
Timeout Roosevelt Rough Riders. At this time, we'd like to acknowledge our platinum
So
sponsors
it's
of the Roosevelt
2:07 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Platinum sponsors are $1,000.
Prep Talk Eugene is a weekly internet radio show that shines a spotlight on high school football in Eugene. Join hosts Chris Park and Marvin Hammersmith as they talk football, preview games, interview coaches, and stump each other with trivia. Follow us at Prep Talk Eugene and on our YouTube channel, Prep Talk Eugene.
32-14 Roosevelt. And if the Rough Riders hold here, you have to say they're in total command. They've got the big lead, and there's 2:07 to go in the 3rd. At the same time, Brad, if Marist is able to pick up a 1st down and scores a touchdown here, it's a brand new ball game.
Brand new ball game. There's plenty of time. You have 2 minutes left in the 3rd, and you still have a whole new 4th quarter, a fresh 15 minutes waiting for Marist to make this a close ball game. And get all these crazy people here, everyone who came out, supported Marist or supported Roosevelt, give us a better ball game. But it's still, despite the score, it's still been a very good fought game.
I formation behind Cooper on 4th and 4. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Brody passing, going in the left corner of the end zone, touchdown.
Well,
That is Haney for the touchdown.
There it is. There's the signal. That's what you want. Great pass by Cooper. What poise, what touch right in the corner of the end zone. And we're not going to take away from the receiver, Haney. Good job to get your feet down to make the catch. And Marist got the touchdown. Look at that. We got a new ball game here. This cuts it to 11 points.
If Marist wins this game, that is a pivotal play in this game. Haney had not caught a lot tonight. Jones and Tyner had been targets, but Haney comes through at just the right time, right over the pylon at the goal line.
On 4th down, what poise by your sophomore quarterback. Sky's the limit for that kid.
Shepard Gertis kicks the extra point through, and right back in it now are the Marist Spartans. 32-21 our score.
All right, new ball game now. New ball game.
With our score, 32-21, Roosevelt, 1:58 to play. Let's send it back now for this reminder.
We would like to acknowledge our gold sponsor.
Your local St. John's Ace Hardware is proud to support the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Located at 7825 North Lombard Street, Mike and Kim Johnson congratulate all the players on a great season and wish them good luck in the playoffs. Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor. Go Rough Riders!
Can I interest you in a pedicab ride?
Yeah.
Hop on
Yeah.
in. We'll get going.
Yeah, is that the Galaxy S4?
Yeah.
How much do you pay a month for that?
Paying like $100 right now.
100?
Yeah.
Do you know if you switch to Cricket Wireless, you can get unlimited plans with no contract for half the price of AT&T and Verizon?
Same phone.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Only Cricket has the amazing Samsung Galaxy S4 for just $25 down. Hurry into Cricket and get yours today.
Are you single? Because I got a sister who loves denim.
Cricket.
All right, we're back 32-21, just an 11-point lead now, 2-possession game. Shepard Gertis will boot it away. Shell Buchanan is deep. He's the lone deep back.
Brody Cooper threw his 3rd touchdown pass to 2 interceptions. That was a clutch one on 4th and 4.
Here's a squib kick by Shepard Gertis, picked up at the 20-yard line, and whoever picked it up is snowed under the Marist kick off coverage team right there at the 20. We're trying to get the number. I
No return
might
on
have
the
been,
play. First down 10, Roosevelt, 21-yard line.
looks like it was Nate Hamilton who picked it up at the 20 just in time because Marist was bearing down on him. And of course, the ball had gone further than 10 yards. They could have recovered had Hamilton not gobbled it up. So here come the Rough Riders trying to add to their lead. In the pistol, high snap again. Here's a pass out in the left flat to Shell Buchanan. He breaks 2 tackles and then is gang tackled with Cody King finishing the job after a pickup of 3 or 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Smart pass. It's a quick pass to the wideout, your favorite target, your number 1 target. That's what you want to do. You want to complete passes, positive yardage, keep the clock moving. But you also want to score. You're only up by 11 now, 2 possessions. So you do want to score, but you want to keep the clock moving.
Here come 2 receivers to the right for Roosevelt, 1 to the left.
24-yard line.
The Roosevelt linemen all looked at they must have plays on their left hand. They all looked at their left hand at the same time the quarterback did. Here's a handoff straight up the middle, and Schultz is waiting for the back. I believe that was Caleb Thompson, and he did well just to hang on to the handoff, Brad.
Ball carrier up
Do you smell or feel momentum changing here at Roosevelt Field? Just a little bit. That 4th down or that touchdown pass by Cooper, and now the defense, if they can get a 3 and out here, 3rd and 8, 3rd and long, we're talking about a complete different ball game. You're giving your offense a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence.
A little bit of confusion now, Brad, a little bit of confusion, but now it appears that the Rough Riders are ready to go from the pistol. Domena has the snap. He fakes to the left. He's running to the right now and throws the ball, really throws it away. Collier was near where the ball went down, but just as you said, Brad, this is a brand new ball game momentum-wise.
Absolutely, and you stop the clock, 19 seconds left in the 30 of a whole new 4th quarter. You're only down by 2 possessions. Now I think the whole offense of Marist High School will not panic, will not press, and we are in for one heck of a finish.
Justin Ensky Frank back to take this punt.
Kicking for the Rough Riders, number 52, Tal Mayunga.
Tamayenga is going to boot it away. Marist looks like they're going to try a block here as they're up at the line. Here they come. They don't get it. They run into Tamayanga, but he's such a tree that they really don't move him. Ensky Frank.
Good special teams coverage by the defense. That was Thompson right there.
Caleb Thompson
Good
with
job.
the tackle on Ensky Frank. So it's the 40-yard line where we're going to get things going for Marist. Good field position. Actually, Brad, the 42.
Very good field position, and Marist has had pretty good field position all game long. They've only been able to muster 21 points to this point, but like we said, it's a new ball game.
This will be, barring a penalty, the last play of the 3rd quarter. So we're going to head to the 4th quarter with a 2-possession game. Still a tight one here at Roosevelt Field. Cooper barking out signals. He's got an I formation behind him, turns. Here's Park off left guard and tackle. Park breaks a tackle. He's in the clear. Park to the 30. Park to the 25, to the 20, to the 10. He's at the 9-yard line.
There he is again. That's my man, Park. Keep moving the tackles. Find the holes. Good job by the offensive line of the Spartans, and Park did all the damage. I don't know if he's around he's got to be around the 100-yard mark. After that, he's got to be over 100 yards, averaging over 94 per game. Outstanding run, and look at this. It's the end of the 3rd quarter. You're down by 2 possessions, and you're in perfect position to score.
A 35-yard run. Nelson saved a touchdown with his tackle. Let's send it back for a break from one of our fine sponsors.
Your local St. John's Ace Hardware is proud to support the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Located at 7825 North Lombard Street, Mike and Kim Johnson congratulate all the players on a great season and wish them good luck in the playoffs. Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor. Go Rough Riders!
St. John's Flowers, Subway, St. John, Sunday.
Can I interest you in a pedicab ride?
Yeah.
Hop on in. We'll get going. Yeah, is that the Galaxy S4?
Yeah.
How much do you pay a month for that?
Man, like $100 right now.
100?
Yeah.
Do you know if you switch to Cricket Wireless, you can get
You were
unlimited plans
prophetic.
with no contract for half the price of AT&T and Verizon?
Same phone.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Only Cricket has the amazing Samsung Galaxy S4 for just $25 down. Hurry into Cricket and get yours today.
Are you single? Because I got a sister who loves denim.
Cricket.
We're back here. Park up the middle on 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. I don't think he got any more.
Yeah, not that time. Finally, Roosevelt is able to stop the run.
Damani Kaminga, boy, I sure botched his name there. But Kamina on the stop. I formation now, 2nd and goal. Cooper back to pass, throws to the left. It's intercepted by James Shell Buchanan. He's going to go all the way. Billy Nelson, I beg your pardon. Touchdown.
Are you kidding me? That deserves a song by Willie Nelson. A pick six just destroys the momentum of Marist High School. They were driving, about to score, running the ball, and a critical error by the quarterback puts Roosevelt right back where they were.
Nelson's hamstring didn't look too tight there. A 97-yard return. Well, now they're helping him to the bench. He just went 97 yards on a bad hammy.
Yeah.
Fred, he's been stretching that hamstring out on
I
the
saw.
sideline the whole game.
That guy is an animal. What a display of toughness right here in front of the home crowd in the first round of the playoffs. The 5A Special District. Look at him. He just collapsed and falls to the ground. Amazing play, and boy, no one was catching him.
38-21 the score. Now, the Rough Riders are going to go for 2 here to try and get to 40 and get the lead to 19 points.
Not even a Ferrari Testarossa would have caught Nelson.
Here's a wishbone, actually wing T formation. Now the big fullback Kofi starts to rumble up toward the line, and too much time taken. A delay of game on the 2-point conversion by the Rough Riders. I just get a kick out of Kofi at 295 pounds at fullback. He only is about 15 pounds less than the refrigerator Perry, who probably was the first player that
Over
size to
300,
be
yeah.
a fullback. Okay, here's the point after. Looking into the end zone, he throws. It's tipped and incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
Raymond Jabot got a hand on it.
Play broken up by the Spartans.
All right, but they have a 17-point lead with 11-12 left here in the game.
So 38-21 is our score. Let's hear now from one of our sponsors. 11-12 to play in the fourth quarter.
Thank our silver sponsors, $250 or more.
Can I interest you in a pedicab ride?
Yeah.
Hop on
Yeah.
in. We'll get going. Yeah, is that the Galaxy S4?
Yeah.
How much do you pay a month for that?
Man, like $100 right now.
100?
Yeah.
Do you know if you switch to Cricket Wireless, you can get unlimited plans with no contract for half the price of AT&T and Verizon?
Same phone.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
On the ground.
No.
Only Cricket has the amazing Samsung Galaxy S4 for just $25 down.
97
Hurry into
yards.
Cricket and get yours today.
Are you single? Because I got a sister who loves denim.
Cricket.
A new sponsor to Roosevelt for this season is the Men's Shop in St. John. In our new
All right, we're back
sponsor,
here, 38-21.
Prep Talk Eugene is a weekly internet radio show that shines a spotlight on high school football in Eugene. Join hosts Chris Park and Marvin Hammersmith as they talk football, preview games, interview coaches, and stump each other with hot trivia. Follow us at Prep Talk Eugene and on our YouTube channel, Prep Talk Eugene.
All right, Bibiano set to boot it away. Park and Tyner are around the 15-yard line. 38-21 Marist now with their back to the wall. 11-12 to play in the game. So Marist needs a good kick. Here's a squib kick grabbed there by Frank. Justin returns it over the 40 to the 42-yard line. Ensky Frank on the return, and on the tackle there, it was Harlem Atwood.
Once again, outstanding field position with Marist, but are they going to be able, at least the sophomore quarterback Cooper, from making that critical error? 3 interceptions, that pick 6. I think the game is over right now. You still have plenty of time. That was just a critical turnover that you can't have. You're about to score. That could have been a 14-point swing.
You know, you used a good word there, Brad. Swing. Momentum has swung back and forth. Park was running the ball relentlessly, and all of a sudden the pick, 97 yards later, it's a different game again.
Park went over 100 yards on that carry. I was right.
Wow. Here's a handoff to Park. Park with 4 yards, and he's still going. Picks up about 6 off right guard and tackle. It'll be 2nd and 3.
He is fun to watch. You know, he reminds me of a young John Riggins. I don't know why. I'm just thinking a young, small, tiny John Riggins. He just plows people over, but he has deceptive speed. And that's what you got to be careful when you watch Park run.
2nd and 3, I formation behind Cooper. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Here's a handoff. Park off left tackle. Park breaks 1 tackle. He's near a first down. A good tackle there by Collier, but I think Park got a first down.
It's been your bread and butter, is running the ball with Park behind the offensive line, letting Park find the holes, make the move, break it out, or break it up the middle and get extra yardage. It's been the best play.
They didn't give him the first down. 3rd down and a foot, so 3rd and a foot. Handoff to the fullback, King, and he has a first down. Little shoving there. Josh White, the fullback for that.
Still a 3-possession ball game, so you really got to move the ball.
Marist in hurry-up mode here. Haney to the left. Tyner and Jones to the right. Park, along with the fullback White, in an I formation. Cooper with 9:59 to play turns, hands to Park off the left side. Off left tackle, he's got about 8 yards, 11 yards, so he'll have a first down there. That was right in front of the Roosevelt bench, and it was hard to see on the near side. Here come the Marist Spartans. They're moving the ball pretty quickly here.
Time's the enemy. We're under 10 minutes to go in this ball game.
Cooper looks over the Roosevelt defense, barking signals from about the 36-yard line. Back to pass, looks right, throws right. Tyner with the catch. Tyner breaks a tackle. Tyner inside the 20 to the 17-yard line.
I talked about the bread and butter with Park. That's also been a good job is throwing short to intermediate passes to Tyner. They've been able to move the ball. Comes down to turnovers and penalties. They've had 3 interceptions. That's the difference of the ball game right now.
9:29 to play in the game. 17-point lead, but Marist is charging hard. Cooper hands off to Park, left guard and tackle. Park is spun down that time. Boy, oh boy. It looks like it was either Atwood
or Swar. It was Swar.
Chance Swar made a good tackle there. Park had a lot of room if it wasn't for Swar.
Yeah, Swar from his inside linebacker position got good penetration, made a good tackle.
Tyner and Haney on the left, Jones on the right. I formation, Cooper turns, hands off straight up the middle to Park. Park has some more room, and he's still going. There's a late penalty marker in an area where you'd usually see a face mask or maybe holding.
Marist has done a good job moving the ball between the 20s. It's just when you get down in the end zone, you can't throw a crucial interception. That's it. But they've been able to move the ball.
The penalty, I didn't get the indication, but we do know it's on Marist. The Spartans are walking back, and that's going to really hurt. It's under 8 and change now, 8:45 to play.
They've done this the whole game, the Spartans, either penalties or turnovers. Whenever they have momentum, whenever they're moving the chains, first downs, inside the 10-yard line, about to score near the goal line, they've done this routinely throughout the game.
So instead of 2nd and 6, it's 2nd and 10. 2 receivers right, Tyner in the slot. Back to pass, Cooper looks in the end zone, throws. Haney is socked, and it's incomplete.
Whoa!
What a play.
What a hit. I felt that from here. Oh, my God, my shoulder and ribs are killing me. Are you kidding me? What a shot.
Keandre Collier jarred the ball loose from Haney What a play by Collier in the end zone.
That secondary is so physical. They have a knack for making big plays, whether it's hits, interceptions, pass defense. They do such an outstanding job, and we just showed it again. Saved the touchdown.
Collier with an INT earlier breaks up a touchdown there. That was 6 because Haney was in the end zone and had the ball. Cooper rolls to the right a bit. Now he's rolling further to the right.
The playoffs right now, you got to get rid of the ball, live to play another down. Now the clock keeps moving, and you lost yardage. 2 negative, double negative.
The ball game for Marist. They need to get 7 on this trip. Cooper back, 3-step drop, throws into the end zone. It is caught, but touchdown!
That is a pass.
Touchdown,
I'm
That
really,
was Brad.
I'm really shocked with Roosevelt's defense. That Roosevelt kind of coverage, especially in the middle of the.
Make it a 10-point game here if he converts.
For something happens negative, they come back with the pick 6, and we're talking a 3-point, a field goal. It could be up to a field goal. The game.
7:49. Here's some scores from Brad.
Got big 48-14. Sunny, but it's beautiful.
Collier and Shell Buchanan are back from the Shepard-Gertis kick. It's a squib kick. Okay. Austin Owen with it.
Sometimes you got to be really careful on those onside kicks when you leave your feet. He left it
In the backfield. He got 1 at the most.
I don't know about you hitting weather, just like hitting weather, just like John
Was holding. And so they are now looking at a first.
go out and don't cause any penalties. And
Number 13.
Domena may be 3 or 4 yards from the pistol. Domena, they have a chance here to chew some clock with a 10-minute lead, but they are just going great guns the whole game.
yeah, see, I'm totally against that. I'm against it when Oregon does it. I'm against it when the Philadelphia Eagles do it with Chip Kelly. There is a time
Much. He may be picked up 5 or 6.
because what you do is you
Sorry,
get the ball back.
Okay. One of the Marist Spartans is down. Injury number for Marist. We don't have a number 59. But I know he's been a bunch. Definite punting situation for the Rough Riders. Manga with the punt. Chances here, Brad. You don't know how much.
Good position. But the main thing, you don't want to think about all that. You just need to think about moving the ball as quickly as possible.
Where Marist will take over. Brody Cooper has 2 receivers, more to be had, but he fell down slipping. A pickup of 8. The clock is going to roll here because there's no first down.
Much to Roosevelt's advantage, the clock keeps going. If he would have got that.
For Marist moved.
Illegal procedure penalty, 5 yards.
Does it? He
Cooper turned his receiver around, threw it over the wrong shoulder. Threw it over the right shoulder, should have been the left.
47-yard line.
That was a big miss right there. That could have been a huge play.
We still have a 10-point game. We're under 5 minutes to play, though, in the contest. 38-20 goes out to the far side. It's caught out there. I believe it's Jones. Either that, it is Jones.
That's a nice-looking play by the Spartans right there. Got out of bounds. It looks like they picked up. Yep, they picked up the first down. Perfect.
So 10 yards in. They only used about 5 seconds off the clock there. Very efficient by Marist.
Use the sidelines to your advantage. Quick throws, get the first down, move the chains. Only use 5 seconds off the clock.
Now Tyner and Haney to the left, Jones to the right. Cooper looking left, pumps left, throws left, and a catch by Tyner, but not much real estate covered. That play was
Number 11.
Stays in bounds. Clock keeps going.
the play from the 36-yard line. Park yards, it'll be 3rd down and 5. Jones and Tyner are to the right, Haney to the left. A big play in this game. Josh White goes in.
Number 35, ball carrier.
And you can hear the roar of the crowd on the Spartans sideline. Good job. Way to go for Cooper, a sophomore. Not to panic once again. We've shown signs where he's been a little tentative, but when he trusts his offensive line, he makes some big throws early on first down, and he's not on 3rd and long, 4th and long. It's a much different ball game.
Now the holder is in, but Shepard Gertis wasn't in. He apparently thought they were going for two. Shepard Gertis got in very late here. Hopefully he's not going to rush it because we're going to have quite a ball game if he converts this PAT.
Yeah, cuts it to 3.
3:31 to play. Here's the kick. It's up. It looks good. It is good. We've got a three-point nail biter.
Wow, I really didn't think we would get in this position after that pick 6. I thought the sophomore Cooper, as good as he could be, as good as he is, that he would really start to panic again and struggle. And once again, he takes down his Spartans team and drives down the field, scores the touchdown. And this has become one of the most exciting games because I've done the sports updates. I've given you the scores, and we've had some real blowouts. This is probably the tightest game right now. And there is points in the third quarter that this looked like it could be a blowout as well.
It really is. And you know, Brad, we kind of talked about this a bit. These two teams, the way the lead has changed, overtime was a possibility. And now, depending on, you know, if the Rough Riders can run the ball and gobble up some clock here, then they're going to win this game. But we'll see if they are going to be willing to do that.
Well, they tried to do it last possession, and it didn't work. They got very conservative, and I think they maybe should have tried to run some more bootlegs, try to get your quarterback out of the pocket, try to run maybe some short passes, safe passes, because it didn't work out too well. The Spartans did a great job on being very stout. They got good penetration, and right now you can't be too conservative because you don't want to give the ball back. There's plenty of time, and you're only up by 3 points. Roosevelt's got to be very, very careful, but more aggressive.
All right, nobody back deep for the Rough Riders. They're expecting a squib kick or an onside kick here. Shepard Gertis comes to the ball. It's a little squib kick, but they were offside. Penalty markers fly right at the 4 line.
Flag on the play.
And it is side up, so to help their put this back.
No. Yellow lines and knuckle in a very
You know, it could probably the players to the kick here. No one is back.
Yeah. I don't think there's looking for.
Also, is the leader. The third everybody is toward Gertis, so they're going to if they can third.
You distance he can about now. Field.
3:38 lost to here is yeah.
First down, 40.
As far as keep Marist all 3 timeouts. The Spartans trying to tie this up at the very least and send it to overtime. Handoff to the middle, and there's under Marist is all for the ball.
The Rough Riders are on the ground, and that might be a little too conservative right now because momentum has shifted again in this game. That's how good it is. And Marist right now stout has been out this game to run. They're really getting good penetration.
That time threw down Billy Nelson for a loss of half a foot. 3 minutes to go in this one. From the pistol, I checked that, 2 backs.
And here we go, more stoppage.
The quarterback, Kamani, out Roosevelt, they walk it over. So Marist has 3 timeouts to use. They don't use them, and Roosevelt stops. This has to be a little of a help to Marist.
Absolutely.
So we're going to keep it here during the timeout. 38-35 our score.
American National Insurance. Call Bernie Dorsey at 541-912-4197 for your life, auto, and home insurance needs. Again, that phone number is 541-912-4197. American National Insurance. Call Bernie today or tomorrow.
So here we go, 2nd and 10. Roosevelt from the 40. 2:52 to play. Now Kamani going to his right. He's down after a short gain, maybe a yard. Demena tried to get around the right side, and he didn't get a whole lot.
I would have liked that play call on first down to get some positive yardage. Your quarterback who has over 1,000 yards in the season, your most potent attack on the ground, and now you have a 3rd and long. So the Spartans call a timeout, 2:43 left. This is a crucial 3rd down for both teams.
Roosevelt has 1 timeout left. Spartans have just 2 as they use their first, as Brad mentioned. Faulkner on the tackle. And, Marist is doing everything right here in the last 5 minutes of this game. This is a big, big 3rd down.
We would like to take one more opportunity to thank the
Fans, we thank you for tuning in tonight. What a game we've been able to share with you from Roosevelt. Here come the Spartans after the timeout. This is the game right here as far as Marist. If they give up the first down here, it's going to be awfully hard to win this. Kamena back to pass. He throws it to center screen, but Marist is all over it.
That was a dangerous, dangerous throw, and that was the first time that Roosevelt didn't protect the quarterback. And that's why you can't put yourself in those situations. 3rd and long, 2nd and long, 4th and long. You really, first down is so imperative. And now Marist is going to get the ball back with probably good field position. 2.5 minutes left, down by 3 points. We got ourselves the game that we were looking for.
Yeah, we really do. Marist uses another timeout. I believe they're down to 1 now. And Roosevelt has 1 timeout left. They're probably not in any mood to use that one right now. Punt formation.
That's the 2nd possession in a row where Roosevelt just went completely conservative, and hopefully it won't cost them, but it might.
Tamayunga is going to punt this one away. Ensky Frank will try and get a big return here. Justin is at the 22-yard line right now, awaiting this punt. Tamayunga came over toward the sidelines, and now they're bringing everybody in. They're trying to avoid a block here versus getting good coverage on Ensky Frank. Tamayunga gets it off. Wow, a booming punt. Frank calls for the he called for the fair catch, and he had running room. If he evaded Atwood there, he had a lot of running room.
Roosevelt got exactly what they needed, a good punt, and now they have, Marist has the ball at the 22-yard line, so good job by special teams for Roosevelt.
And the thing now that is bad for the Rough Rider defense is this is 4 downs the rest of the way.
It is. But all you got to do is tackle well, don't give up the big play, and pressure the quarterback. Get in his face. He's a sophomore. Get him to make a throw that he doesn't want to do. Make him uncomfortable in the pocket. Roosevelt's had a good defense the whole season.
Brody now 17 for 33, 243 yards, 4 TDs, 2 picks. He's got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side, and he's back to pass. Looking right, throws right. Jones is there, incomplete.
Excellent coverage by Roosevelt. He was step for step with his man. That was Nelson, step for step with his man.
Billy Nelson, and that hammy is well again.
Right now, I think Billy Nelson's the MVP if the Rough Riders win this game.
Yeah, and there are a lot of good candidates. So 2nd and 10 from the 22-yard line. Cooper barks out a possible change of play. Back to pass. Park blocking for him. Cooper throws out to Jones. incomplete. Jones that time was open, but just couldn't make the connection.
He was kind of open. Once again, that was Nelson. He's invigorated this team by coming back in, playing hurt, the pick six. He has really invigorated this defense of the Rough Riders.
Park is still in the backfield. You wonder if they might try a run here, but Cooper has been busy on that right side trying to hook up with Jones. Cooper has three receivers right. Brody, three-step drop, throws to the right. It is complete to Jones. He got a 9-yard pickup.
Short of a first down.
2 minutes left in this one. They're going to give Jones the catch, and they don't move the chains, so the clock is running. So it's 4th and 1. This is the game right here, 4th and 1.
Listen to this crowd.
3 receivers left, 1 right. Park in the backfield. Cooper back to pass. Cooper over the middle, incomplete. Roosevelt will win this game.
That was an unbelievable, I thought that might have been a late hit. It looked like it was almost helmet-to-helmet contact. They could have called that on Roosevelt, but they didn't. They held, and that is the ball game. 1:33 left. Roosevelt's going to be able to kill the clock and end this game. What an impressive win.
So the Rough Riders take over at the Marist 31-yard line. Marist with only 1 timeout left, so it's inconceivable that Roosevelt would have to turn it back over to the Spartans here.
That was Shell Buchanan, who leads the team in interceptions during the regular season with that hit. I thought that could have been a little bit late, and it was ill-advised, but he did it, got away with it. So Roosevelt's going to be able to kill the clock and end this ball game.
Now there's a chance that Roosevelt's going to have to use a timeout or get called for delay of game here. They still don't know what's going on. Players are shuffling in and out. They're going to have to use the timeout or take a penalty. Now they're going to, yep. Timeout, or did they call the penalty?
Oh, there's a flag down.
So penalty marker's been thrown. I don't think they got it off in time. No, they're going to give them the timeout instead of the penalty. Apparently, the coach got the timeout called just in time, Brad.
So the referee picks up his yellow piece of laundry on the grass.
You know, Roosevelt is celebrating a bit too soon here. They had a lot of confusion because they were excited, but they need to finish this.
Oh, absolutely, especially it's been a long time since you advanced in the playoffs. This is a huge win, a big statement. You just want to make sure that there is 0 seconds on the clock and you have the lead before you do any kind of celebration. Everyone needs to pay attention and concentrate.
So here come the Rough Riders back on the field. The Marist defense also heading back. 38-35 Roosevelt. 1:53 to play. 1st and 10. It's a wishbone. Demena in the middle. He's got it. Hands off. Ooh, nearly a fumble.
Yeah, almost 2 fumbles right there.
Boy, oh boy.
He's got to be really careful. The most important thing is getting down, keeping the clock going, and, of course, holding on to that ball. You don't want to give any opportunity to Marist.
That ball, as you mentioned, Brad, was almost out a couple of times there. 2nd down and 3, a pickup of 7. 1:08 and counting left in this one. And I wouldn't expect the Rough Riders to do anything here but run the ball. Here's a handoff. It is Caleb Thompson. He's got a first down, and that puts the last nail in the coffin, so to speak.
What a ball game, though. What a ball game. And a great comeback by Marist High School. That is why they're so well coached. That is why this team was lost, or they were in the state final. Of course, lost to Sherwood, but it's been a long time since they've lost in the first round. I think since 2004. It's the lack of experience this year. They have a lot of sophomores on the team, but they're so well coached and they did such a great job.
From the victory formation, Demena takes a knee. 22 seconds left. I don't think that Marist is able to stop it anymore.
Makes our job a lot easier when you have a wonderful ball game like this.
Roosevelt is going to win this 5A playoff game 38-35. And Brad, as great as Roosevelt played, we have to take our hats off to Marist for a great game.
I'll reiterate just what I said before. It was an unbelievable comeback by Marist. They were down by 3 possessions. They took Roosevelt to the limit. They came back a couple different times in the game. They threw a pick 6. The sophomore quarterback, Cooper, showed such great resilience of keep coming back, never giving up, and it was a wonderful game. I'm so happy to be here with you on the call. It was the closest high school football game I've ever called here in the state of Oregon, and it made it a lot better.
Yeah, it really did. We're hoping to get Billy Nelson up here for an interview at the end of the game, and we don't know yet who Roosevelt will play next week, but we'll try and find that out. The Rough Riders, Marist, I'll tell you what, 2 teams that came from almost, seasons that were, poor, because Roosevelt only won 3 games last year. Marist, at one point this year, had lost more games than they had won, and both of them play a spectacular state playoff game.
And how fitting that we are going to make our most valuable player of today's 5A playoff game, Billy Nelson, and he will be joining the broadcast here at Portland Sports Beat, and I'm excited to talk to him. He's probably going to take my headset and my mic, but I'm going to stay right next to him. I'm still going to ask some questions.
And Keandre Collier had a great game. Of course, the Shell Buchanan interception was big, yes.
Sure, there was a lot of big plays. To beat a team like Marist, you have to have several good players, and we got to give credit to that offensive line that was so dominant for 3.5 quarters.
So right now, a big celebration, as you might expect, at about the 35-yard line with the Roosevelt team and their fans really whooping it up, and of course they should be. And a solemn group of Marist Spartans at the 40-yard line on the far side, but Brad, they have nothing to be ashamed of.
Prep Talk Eugene is a weekly internet radio show that shines a spotlight on high school football in Eugene. Don't forget to join hosts Chris Park and Marvin Hammersmith as they talk football, preview games, interview coaches, and stump each other with trivia. Follow us at Prep Talk Eugene and on our YouTube channel, Prep Talk Eugene.
Thank you, Brad. And our hats off tonight. We're going to read some credits here so we don't forget. Brad Stein, our analyst, PJ Miller, our producer, Harvey Moulet, our audio man, Alva Myers, our grip, the spotter and statistician, Steve Connor.